So just some of the more recent things he signed here in California. We'll talk about his performance during COVID a little bit later, but recently he signed a mandate that all new car sales in California by the year 2035 have to be electric cars. All new cars by 2035 have to be electric. The same week, he told people to not charge up their electric cars because we're out of electricity. Okay, that's a true story that actually happened. Not with a hint of, hey, maybe this isn't the best policy, or hey, let's build some more nuclear power plants so we have plenty of energy. So when the mandate goes into effect, we'll have plenty of energy to gas up your cars or electrify your car. No, none of that. Not at all. Gavin is all in on the Green New Deal, all in on global warming, the UN climate proposals, all this. He loves being the first. He loves touting that. Oh, the first of its kind. If you live in California, you hear it all the time. It's the first of its kind, the first of its kind. It's like his big selling point when he comes up with some new terrible idea. It's the first of its kind in the world. It's like, oh, that's not good. Just the other day, he signed 13 pro-abortion bills, including making them completely free in California. Nurse practitioners can perform abortions, even though their scope of practice does not include surgery. We are a sanctuary state in California. We're a sanctuary state for illegal immigrants. We're also a sanctuary state for abortion, meaning if you travel from a state where you're not allowed to get an abortion, say Texas, and you come to California to get an abortion, law enforcement in California is banned from cooperating with the law enforcement in Texas. Now you're saying, well, why would that even happen? And also it's not illegal to leave Texas to get an abortion in California. Yeah, try this scenario. Let's say there's a girl in Texas, young girl, 15 years old, raped by her stepfather. Right? She gets pregnant. He takes her to California to get an abortion. Goes back to Texas. Police get wind of the abuse and rape and all the rest, and they call up California law enforcement. Hey, what happened in California with that abortion from this 15-year-old? Oh, sorry, we're not allowed to help in the investigation. California's also set aside $20 million to help bring women from other states into California. Taxpayer money to pay for their travel expenses and hotel and all the rest. Taxpayer dollars. California paid to put up this billboard in Oklahoma. There's other states as well, but this one in particular in Oklahoma. And do you see what's written on the bottom? It says, love your neighbor as yourself. There's no greater commandment than these. Mark 12:31. Gavin Newsom is using scripture to encourage getting an abortion. We'll talk more about that in the last segment of the show. Also in California, we have Prop 1 on the ballot coming up in November. Right now, 70% of people say they support it. It's pitched as protecting abortion law in California. But what people don't know is that it expands abortions. So right now in California, abortion is legal up to 24 weeks. Prop 1 would make it legal all the way to birth, 40 weeks. When people know that, support drops. But almost no one knows that. And Newsom ain't telling. We're a sanctuary state for illegal immigration. We're a sanctuary state for abortion. We're also a sanctuary state for gender-affirming care. This is a new bill from Gavin Newsom as well that is now the law of the land. If someone kidnaps a child from another state to come to California in order to get gender-affirming care, so surgery, castration, breast removal, whatever, then California is not allowed to cooperate with law enforcement in other states. Back it up a second. Do you remember when Gavin Newsom bussed 48 Venezuelans to Martha's Vineyard? Remember that? Well, Newsom tweeted that the Department of Justice should investigate DeSantis for kidnapping charges. Okay, he's kidnapping people and sending them to Martha's Vineyard or whatever, right? Literally at the same time he tweeted that out, he signed the bill making literal kidnapping legal. What do you mean? All right, imagine a divorced couple with a 16-year-old who thinks that he's transgender or whatever, right? The dad has custody, but mom kidnaps the 16-year-old. It's not allowed, like the mom does not have custody. But the mom kidnaps the child, illegally takes him to California to be castrated. California law enforcement, again, not allowed to help in the investigation of that person's home state. So Newsom legalized kidnapping. You're saying, oh, well, it's the mom. Well, it doesn't have to be. Let's say there's some transgender activist. Both the parents are against gender-affirming care for their child, but some transgender activist takes the child without parental permission to California to get gender-affirming care. That literal, actual kidnapping is now legal in California if it's to receive gender-affirming care. Okay, I could go on, and we will with our wonderful guests coming up. But here's the question. This brand of progressivism, it works here in California. Gavin Newsom won his recall during COVID. There was a recall election here. He won it 60-40. 60% of people voted to keep him. With all his tyranny during COVID. Tyranny during COVID. 60% of Californians think he's doing a great job. But can he eat a hot dog at the Iowa State Fair? Meaning, will the Democrats in the rest of the country buy what he's selling? That's the big question. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. I live here in California. I'm telling you, you do not want this guy anywhere near Washington, D.C. If you want to know more about Gavin Newsom, you can watch the full special on thefirsttv.com/support.